You see it all? Right, so you've peeled both sides. You don't need to see me, so that's fine. You've peeled both sides, and then all you have to do is push it through, okay? If it's gone all the way through like that, you should have a nice shape, okay? You'd need to do a few of them. I'm doing small amounts for speed. There's no smaller than ½ centimetre, okay? So you know what a centimetre is. So you just aim for that sort of thickness. And of course, because it's flat now, you can get some nice rounds. Place in cold water and bring to the boil. Cook until just tender. Just tender means if you put the knife in, it starts to slowly fall off. That's what you want to look for. Cut the vegetables into ½ centimetre cubes, keeping as much of the outside colour as possible. Okay, if you know about a courgette or you know about an aubergine, okay, if you cut them, the inside is white. Okay, so it's the outside that gives it all the colour or the appearance. So we want as much of this outside as possible. So you take your courgette and you're just going to take it, I'd cut it in half, each section. And again, you want all the flesh being used, so ½ centimetre. Now the secret to a good presentation of ratatouille is in the knife skills. If you get everything the same, it looks beautiful. It naturally looks attractive if it's just gentle sizes. So really work hard on getting everything as close to the same size as possible. You won't get it perfect because that's round, so you're not going to get all square, but the more you can work at getting it as similar as possible, the better. Again, you see, that's not going to give you a square, but it's going to give you nice colour. So these are the bits you do want. So with a pepper, again, you want them all the same size, so top and tail it. Okay, and then you can just use this section, which will be nice and flat, all the same thickness. And then you can use neat pieces. So once these are cooked, take them out, allow them to dry. You can always turn them over halfway through so they fully dry. Right, Phil, what we're going to do is we're going to de-seed the tomatoes. It's quite tricky in some ways. So get your boiling water on, that might be something you do first. And what you want to do is you want to remove the eye and you want to put a cross in the bottom of them. Now normally you'd use a small knife, but just for speed's sake today I'm going to use a large knife. You just use an office knife for this, okay? If you were doing it. So you take the eye out and you just put a cross. And what's going to happen is they're going to go in the boiling water for about 10 seconds and the skin's going to be able to be peeled off. Because the skin is just going to be all rolled up and curly and you don't want that. Okay, you want the nice flesh. The riper they are, the less time they need in the boiling water. So, water's boiling, tomatoes go in, literally for 10 seconds. They sink right to the bottom. And you'll know when they're ready to come out because you'll see them starting to peel. There you go, starting to split. Get your bowl. And you'd have to really do this before you start cooking your aubergines and that, because after 1 to 2 minutes these go in. And look how easy that is to peel.
That's like a plum.
Yeah, it's dead easy. So, once you've done that, peel them all. You're going to cut them into quarters and you're just scooping out the seeds. You don't want the seeds, you want it all to look nice and neat, you see. So in it goes, forward and backwards, hand over, and that you've got a petal. Some people would actually dry it as well. Some people will put it on the tray because you don't want all the excess juice. Okay, so if you've got time, let's say you did that as one of the first things, it could all be drying, then once you've cut up all that veg, you can then turn to this and you could dissect. Yes, yes you do. Yeah. There are people helping, but you are responsible for hygiene.
And they've got huge industrial-like sized dishwashers now.
Nope.
Only in the
They do
restaurant.
all of it by now. Yeah.
Okay, pan is on with a little bit of oil. That's going to go on the heat. I've got it quite hot because I don't want them to be undercooked. You know, I want a bit of colour on them. I don't want to burn them though. And remember, you're in charge of the heat. You're in charge of what temperature it's on. got the aubergine and courgette. In there you go. Okay, so in goes your concasse. Give that a good stir. And as you can you see it started, if I put it in the camera? Okay, can you see it's starting to go soft? It's starting to all link together. And if you look, the green is what stands out the most. Now, it would actually be a darker purple for the aubergine, but it's onion, but you get the same idea. And when you practice with aubergine, you'll understand. Okay, but all those colours look nice. Now, what you're going to do is combine it with a tomato sauce. And that's just tomato puree and tomato juice. Okay, so you add your tomato puree, cook that out for another 2 minutes, add your juice, and you're done, and all that's doing then is cooking it down, almost stewing it. Once you've done that, season it up, you're finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow it to cook up for a few minutes, turn it over, and I'm going to drop some butter into it and baste it. Potatoes are dry. Okay, nicely shaped. We're going to get some colour on them as well. Can you see the salmon? I can show you on that one. If you look inside, if I show it to the camera, I don't know if you can see that. On the inside there, getting white. That's how you can tell it's starting to cook. Okay, that's what you should be looking for. So you don't need to move it around too much. You need to make sure it's not stuck. You don't want the skin, and that's mainly to do with the oil. If you've got enough oil, it shouldn't stick, and if you've got a good pan. Okay, if it's sticking, the skin will stick, and it'll be a nightmare. So you don't want that. Okay, ratatouille is slowly cooking. I've turned it to a 1 now. It's just ticking over. It's just keeping hot. Thank you for that oil. Potatoes go in. I'm making sure they've got oil. Now that's probably only enough potato for 1. Okay, so you would have more than that to deal with. But once it's all in the pan, it's all sorted. And you're going to make it nice and golden and finish off the cooking. Don't forget to season. That's it. We leave that now to cook. So you now know you need to be ready in the next few minutes. My potatoes are cooking. My ratatouille is almost there. I will just finish last minute.
Should I get a plate?
I'd love a plate.
Should I get 2 plates?
You could. What I'd like you to do is put the plates in this hot oven.
Should I get 3 plates?
Tom, put the plates in this hot oven, please. Always need hot plates.
Warm plates up.
Yeah.
Put them under
Where's my palette knife? So,
probably need to serve up.
potatoes are frying. Can you see this? I'll bring it to. Potatoes. Okay, and if I flip it over, it's not golden yet, so they need longer. Ratatouille is almost done. Potatoes are taking a bit longer, so you might want to put them on earlier. Again, that comes with practice, because you don't want your salmon to be too cold, but remember the butter's hot. So you put it on, it's naturally going to keep it warm. I don't mind those slashes, actually. I don't think they've come out too bad.
It's
Right.
nicer once you cooked it.
I can see them getting a bit golden now. So we're going to flip these over.
Ness, what heat are they on?
Very high, nice and high, about a 6.
Oh, really?
Can you see? Put it on the camera. Nice golden colour. Sort of thing you want to see. It's turning it into a kind of chip style. So they're almost done. So I've got some hot water in here. I don't need too much. You don't want too much hot water or stock. It reduces load. So I'm going to put a massive handful in, and this will come into a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
So you'll see. So in it goes.
So cool.
You can put a bit of nutmeg with it as well if you really want. See how quick it is.
So what we should do, we should get the cleaners to come in and just clean it up.
Okay. Let me see. Right, I'm going to take this off now. Can you see it's almost done? Now you don't want to overcook it or it'll go brown. Okay? So what I like to do is I like to drain any excess liquid off, because I don't like too much of the water. And all you do is stir in a bit of cream cheese, salt and pepper. I'm just using cream because I don't have any cream cheese. But you get the idea, I'm sure. Okay? Another spoon, someone, please? Right, so, plates out, please, Tom.
Alright.
So, thank you. Stir it up, season it up. You could even put that cream on the boil and let it thicken. Okay, you don't, I mean that's actually exactly what I'm going to do, because I don't want too runny a cream. Season it up. Just a nice bit of salt and pepper. So, you wrap the plate up, easy. You have a go. Feel that? It's dead easy.
Eating now.
You are almost there. Lovely hot plates. Spinach. So I'm gonna take a clean spoon. Now, Tom, you didn't see this, but I seasoned the spinach already, okay? While you were getting the plates. See, everything's been seasoned. Bit of salt on the potato, because everyone likes chips that are salty. So, overlapping each other just a little. A nice circle. So they're going to be looking at this presentation then. They're going to be looking at how well can you follow what you're doing, okay? Now these might be a bit bigger so you can have them a bit broader. Okay, spinach in the middle. I'm just going to drain off. I don't want too much of this cream. Okay, I don't want it to be too wet. I just want it to be creamy, okay? But that's actually what this salmon's going to sit on. So you want a nice bit of it. Be generous. Okay? Let's move them out the way so you guys can see. Then take your salmon. I'm going to take the one without the slashes, actually. I think I prefer that one. Okay, you can see, you've all checked. You know how to check if it's cooked. It's lovely and shiny on top because of the butter. You could even, just last minute, just rub it over. See that? Gives it a lovely shine. Then your ratatouille. If you look at it now, okay, it's lovely and cooked down, lovely and golden. We haven't seasoned it yet, so you'd have to season and try it. And it goes all the way around, does it, on the instructions? Okay, so just be generous, go around. I think I'd do it slightly differently myself, but
I would as well.
this is what they've asked for, so they're
How
looking
would
for...
you guys do it?
I think I'd do it as a swipe almost, okay? That looks almost messy now, but if that's what they want. Clean your plate. Always clean your plate. Make sure you're happy with it. And I would say that is your dish done.